Hello and welcome to another Euro 2021 or 2022. No, this is not Euro 2020. Welcome to the program again. Today we get one of the most outstanding and prolific game we play between two outstanding footballing nations. Well, this particular two countries they play, so then get competition with star-studded players them. We, in terms of individual capacity, they can deliver. Collectively as a team, France don't proving to be the most prolific, and they don't win championships them of recently than Portugal. Well, Portugal and they win the last European champions, but that not necessarily means that they are the best team right now in Europe, because France and Belgium and Germany don't kind of dominate the European countries them in terms of tournaments that don't happen over the past couple of years. But today is about supremacy. Supremacy in the fact that France therefore can prove to Portugal, say, they are a better side, they can play football, and they can also win tournaments. Well, today I get two of me finalists that we don't join with first. The other one will go join with later. We none other than that Frenchman making the threatening winner associate and get the best team and get the best squad. It's very allowed make you talk French so when I create can talk to your English. Otherwise, when you're not see what you talking French. But fortunately, the game don't start and France they play on their white, Portugal they play on the normal jersey red and the red, green and red. So today I'm representing my own Crystal Palace. When I think the first time, it's not self-made, not to the original way Crystal Palace they sell. But for telling no more say yes, I'm ready to represent today. I wanted the world to know say me a Crystal Palace fan. So I am here today prepared. And for can't tell you I say Crystal Palace if not team they exist. We are the feeder club in London. But I welcome the guests for today's show. Now go first to the man who get all the tension with this particular game today. Because Portugal, they can tell and say they can play football better than them. Over to you, Fred. Say hello to the viewers today.
Bonjour à tous, on est là aujourd'hui pour gagner. Je te jure, aujourd'hui, c'est pour nous. Il faut regarder bien. Est-ce que tu as vu, on est en blanc. On est en train de bouger à partir de gauche jusqu'à droite. Je suis sûr qu'on est là pour gagner aujourd'hui. Thank you very much for having me, T-Boy. I mean, this sort of thing for beginning explaining our game today. For we the French people and we the play so with the white from left to right. And no cities first half to get 2 goals.
That's it. Okay, well, over to you, Mola. You don't hear Fred in prediction straight away. First half, 2 goals. So over to you.
Good evening, everyone. This is Namola again. The regular play face we want to see every evening when we get this program. It will be a tough match, as we say, a game of supremacy. I see a very, very interesting system where Portugal did it. We're in a 4-1-4-1. He used them against France. Very interesting. And my colleague with the, on my side, we in a Frenchman, we introduce himself in French. We the Sava and pourquoi and avec
merci
merci and ça c'est pro. It go face in an easy game like we the meet up Hungary. We've been telling just an easy walkover. They look for another big challenge again tonight. From waiting me don't see according to the two teams in shape. Not they predict this puzzle, but the way the game they go, the final whistle will tell.
Okay, so like you clearly don't say you need to predict the score today, but you believe say the game go. You believe say the game will get goals them, or it's just about the playing capacity of the two teams today?
Playing capacity.
Okay, are you looking forward to have a very interesting match where skills get up show more of supremacy, or now 50-50 chances on both sides?
I see 50-50 chances on both sides. And if the first team, the team who will score the first goal, I see the advantage on their side.
Okay. Well, Fred, I know say game just don't start. Una don't they kind of in control small. As currently una the try for forge one of una first attack. against Portugal. What thing you feel say the game will be like? Now, like a man-for-man match, player to player, or you feel say that game will get an open field competition where everybody had a chance to score or defeat in company?
I think so. We're going to see a lot of man-to-man. You know, just that produce now we Pogba in on Cristiano Ronaldo meets. You see the strength and the power we then show. Now, a lot of that, but you see now one thing, you know, Usai, Griezmann, the middle and Kante, we've got an anything called Tangangits, you know, seriously, then in the backup number now by Pogba. So, I mean, Chief, I don't want to say much, but today, Usai Benzema Day, you know, Mbappe Day, then the middle, now Pogba, Kante, and Griezmann, I want to see the Portuguese them. You know, I just want to see them. But right, I think that they don't have for support because of Pedro da Sintra. But like I don't say earlier on, for to be able to talk in French, but now, we're not for the talk again anyway. But I will continue for saying something in French. Wait today, na me plus that one day for today. But so far so good, this again for be something really more like. Wait until the 10th, please. Again for be something. No, let me not say the public release because you get a goal. Once not look again, you go and dance down the street. More like so let we say enter. You know, you switching happen inside it, on a switching happen. Now look at the fire, Mbappe and Griezmann. Well, you know, now the forward way. Then you get your middle way. You know what's in the middle in a Kante. You get Pogba, you get Griezmann. So you know, say, I mean, no matter of time no more now. On a go the club for we.
So you feel say Pogba don't perform so far in the tournament with the past few games that he don't play?
Okay, make I tell you the whole way then again when I'm more difficult. Then game in touch, a maximum touch winner for pass 3. Then game more for play free but for chase more. So it's more difficult. Pogba don't look back again. You know, use for play free no more now pass I want playing style and all return. If you watch, you add the police chance in that box now. So now the whole way then game ain't that difficult. That Griezmann more they go. Just check no more more Griezmann they go. No, see they be just back of the line now. So the whole way
then get more responsibility because they believe in the potential for hold on to the game more than if you allow him freely for making attack, he go, you know, easily come back.
Well, if you watch it now, it's still in the 4th position more. You see that Griezmann more they go because when you think of able for getting long pass, the one way Mbappe just now, able for sending long pass and they way if they want for at least play and bank to the reach and not possible when at that can't say and Griezmann therefore they're in the BM for sending along because what you do now 2 people are never get strength and speed. So as I say, it's well planned and then they play according to plan. Now just a matter of time no more for this first 2 goals first half.
Okay, well that's fine. Like the game just starts, so not get much for really worry about right now. But so far, the ball possession is likely being equal. But at the end of the day, ball possession, yes, is great, but most times it's not about how many times or waiting at the ball possession where you team they make, but now how you team they forge ahead and make sure say they get a goal. Like I welcome Paul. Paul, welcome to the program and say hello to VSM and we'll see your opinion about this game today.
Hi, viewers. Hi. Yeah, this is a game I'm looking forward to. As you see, France make some changes. I see Mr. Fred Clay the address we in French. So I don't say.
Now for response, I'm back in French. You say.
In French, me na the book inside. You know, say me na the north and side.
Vas-y. Bonjour. Bienvenue. Comment ça va?
Ça va bien. Et toi, ça va?
Ah, merci beaucoup. Je suis content aujourd'hui. On va gagner.
Un peu. I don't know how you say. My French, I don't swear my French. I expect something today from France. Obviously, I get changes now in team. So
j'espère qu'on va avoir quelque chose contre la France aujourd'hui.
Ouais, j'espère. Now that would be nice, anyway.
Ouais.
So. Mais je pense que c'est un match intéressant aujourd'hui parce que
c'est très intéressant. C'est très intéressant.
Okay, well, don't forget, say we get audience that we know to French audience.
Okay. Let's go with English.
So you can give you France first or you French language first. No talk English, who audience they be able to understand. I don't know whether I'll be able to do that in Timini, Creole, but we'll find some who will be giving comments in those languages.
We'll speak the same language now. I don't see Pamola, I don't think creepy there. I want to. I don't know lost somebody French.
So, Paul, what's your opinion about the game so far? Or what do you expect?
Well, I think France makes some changes that will surprise me. So I think the Deschamps want some reaction from the team. They've won one, they've drawn one. So if they win today, they will top the group, depending on what in Germany they do. Of course, Germany lost their first game to to Portugal with their own goal. So yeah, that's sorry, to France with their own goal. That's a game. No matter the outcome, I think who wins today probably will win the group. And then depending on what in Germany do, Germany will count second, and then we'll get probably the third best loser. We're still Germany, France, and Portugal are still in the competition though. Anyway, depending waiting at the outcome of the group, because then Portugal or France or Germany or France will be best loser, one of the best losers then. And then we'll likely meet up. Who else? The three lions. So Narani right now me they look for. Which one Parenting they go to count third for meet up England?
Well, hopefully we go get that result at the end of the game today. But I think so far so good. This now been one of the toughest group then within the tournament, and we don't predict already say Germany and France will be the two countries that will qualify in this zone. Yeah. But like you don't clearly say there's a possibility to say any one of the two teams then can be the best losers for the entire tournament. You can make the able to qualify for go to the next round.
Yes.
So you feel say this particular tournament in terms of the group allocation then seed any country or then just do them randomly based on the fact that you get two major giants so we can clash in one group?
I don't feel so, because if you look at this group, probably you will see they're not seeded, but if I don't see Germany based on the record, if I don't see France based on the record, then of course Portugal will not be the last winner. So I don't think so. This is probably the strongest group I've seen in a long time for a European draw. And then all the other group are relatively either balanced or more weak, depending on which team it is. And to be honest, I've not been really impressed with the level of football at the tournament till now. There's some games have been really, really, really drab and disappointing. A few good games have been in between, but overall, I think I don't know. It's not been really. I don't know. Probably in the second round proper, we're able to see good football, because sometimes group stages are sometimes that teams then they play with caution because of course they know a loss and all that stuff. But probably we'll go second round. We'll begin to see some exciting games there. So yeah, in terms of quality, I don't think it has been the best. The football is not really creative like before. You don't get standout stars that way to say, okay, this player. Don't take the game up. You don't take the competition without. With the exception of Italy, who I don't see where they play consistently now as a good team. They've scored 6 goals, considered nothing. They are top then group 9 goals. Sorry, 8 goals. Pardon, 9 points. So yeah, they are like for now they don't set the trend. They are the standout team collectively, but individually, nobody not really break through it as a star. But having said that, you never know. Maybe from the second round now going forward, we'll really begin to see exciting matches then, So yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. But this is a good game. This is promising to be a good game, an open game as well. So,
well, it looks like an open game. Morai, you feel say the tournament in quality is not as great as we'd expect, based on the fact that football hasn't been playing that much in Europe.
Yeah.
France don't score. France don't score.
Not to France. Not to France.
Okay. Now the other game they play. All right, fine. Then Germany. Is it Germany?
Now Hungary game. The Hungary Germany. Hungary don't score.
Oh, okay. That's fine. All right then. Yeah. As I said earlier on, Molai, what's it make you feel say now they usually make the tournaments not get the kind pace or the kind quality of football they expect?
Well, personally, me the feeling because of the present pandemic will happen in the world, so it affects everywhere. Psychologically, it affects every football personality. Physically the same because we don't how many stop and start we don't do on from when we get the pandemic. Some areas and they will even they stop, do not play football at all before these Euros. Like Turkey, say they're in a red zone. So then we stop the league. If you watch, then team now more of the players the way they play out of Turkey, now then Turkey utilize now then squad. Because the other players they're not match fit, so that even affects them. You see the level went down from all the teams then. And don't forget again also fans and they help for energize players then. Because when you play a match with fans, you put more effort into your game. So we don't do for almost a year without fans in at the pitch. So the players, and you see them they play, but they're not give that extra because nobody know there for
no, they're not getting motivation from the fans.
Yes, them that, you understand all that. So you see the whole way fans themselves they play like a football pitch. So but a game like this, at least because of the quality, you must see something where you want to see when you watch football. Like for me personally, what I admire upon the game so far, now shape of Portugal. I tell you what, that 4-1-4-1.
Yeah,
you understand, and then they execute them well at the moment. So I don't know if they will go for continue.
Okay, we know say the fans there at the moment they grow now each and every game so far. Because when they start initially, why won't you score a goal like that? Come on, France, Bepi. Come on.
You don't see what I just explained just now. Kante and Griezmann in the middle. No, not I just analyze on a way to make Pogba de bien where you go ever see another 18. Yeah. You see, if you watch the role in the play, Griezmann and Kante they for do the bang bang. Pogba de for look for space. Watch them. Watch them how they play. They go. Another act and they in there. They can't turn back.
Miss gun the kill. The amount of
I'm not talking about the miss. I'm talking about the whole way he play to the hole.
Yeah, you don't tell me about Pogba in role. You don't tell me about
Pogba in role. Just one. I get it for pizza with one pass. I can say this first half have 2 goals.
All right. Well, it's either I will cancel Paul. You get any prediction for the game? Because Fred say.
I just see Mbappe in chance.
2-0 cross, not the first half.
Yeah, I just see Mbappe in chance. The replay of the Mbappe chance.
That's a clear chance.
Yeah, it was a clear. Like I said, I expected a lot from him. Before the start of the tournament, he's not really lit up the tournament like he did in Russia 2 years ago. Those chances, he has to bury them in the game.
Of course,
he has to score. Because then, 15, 16 minutes in the game, you get that chances and then you bury, and then you get a little bit of game management for of course time there, but you'll be on the front foot, But anyway, like I said, like I expected, it's an open game. The Pamola I say Portugal they execute the system very well. I think France are yet to gel with Benzema in inclusion. I think probably when Giroud they play, then gets a focal point in the play, other than they play too. But with Benzema now in the team, it's a little bit different. They got to play in a different way, because they don't get like a deep striker when they play the ball. So we go to hold up play and then try for allow the other player, let the other player.
They not get a holding man.
Exactly. They did it at Euro 2016. I think Giroud with all in club form, will be the Gombo Panaway the Arsenal say he's not the Arsenal player, but for France he has been deadly efficient. He's been good in the system, but I think the coming of Benzema in the team that upset them balance a little bit. In my opinion, that's how I see him. Because with Giroud, they have a deep, tall striker. They can go plan A, plan B. They can go the first route, second route, and then you get Mbappe with the run-off arm. Of course, Mbappe is not in top form, so that's also a problem. I don't think Griezmann has also been the same Griezmann from 2-3 years ago. So yeah, that's something France has been struggling with. I think they're back for with today, like I think Rafael Varane, Kimpembe, and then of course you have they change Pavard today. I'm not sure, and then they change the left back. So yeah, Deschamps gets a lot of talent on display. I think Portugal are really grinding this out. I think they're going to grind it out. They have a lot of experience in the team. You know, then get Pepe, then get Bernardo Silva, of course, and get João Coutinho, don't kind of team today. So yeah, this team has been together for a while now. You know, they know each other for a while, and of course,
the Portuguese team,
Then they feel each other very well. You know, and of course, you're not going to ever talk about Portugal, you don't talk about Ronaldo. You know, that talisman. So yeah, you know, it's an open game anyway. It's gonna be open. I think that I'm sure we're gonna get goals. I don't know which way we're gonna get for B, but we're gonna get goals definitely.
Okay, well, I kind of struggle to see a lot of goals from this game because the two teams seems to be an attacking side, but at the same time, they're very cautious about attacking, and the two teams definitely rely on counter-attack. If you watch the goalway, Becky just missed this now, is a PR means of counter-attack. We, as Greg don't say, you get Pogba, we just they lay off them, longer past them, and you get direct passes then we actually saying targets Becky. But anyway, the game just starts. We don't just get 15 minutes of the game or more, and then we'll be able to see exactly what will be the outcome of the first half. We can always say in the first 15 minutes of the game will determine whose side the game direction they go. But so far, it's been kind of 50-50. Both teams, they attack well, and it seems to be defending very well as well. Now, you mentioned wing back, Paul. The wing back they always use for getting us alone has been very prolific. One way me and Femi will talk about earlier on, now Rashid Wuri. Do you know anything about him so far in terms of his footballing career? What happened to him? Usa is still there, or if he didn't play football anymore? Because I remember one competition where Salome get Salon. Rashid Wuri was man of the match. He actually dominates that flank day for almost the entire match. What's the state of Rashid Wuri?
I think it was zone 2, 92 or something like that.
Yeah, it was a zone 2.
Yeah. No, Rashid is my best mate here. If funny number way, you know, if Salon football come, we're not going to talk about Rashid. Rashid Day, as I speak now, I think I talked to him 2 days ago. Rashid, you don't stop with football for a long time. You know, Rashid playing at Belgium, of course. Then he go Germany, spend some time in Germany, playing at the German second or third league, and then he get to come back Belgium and end his career. And he's here. He's living just about 15 minutes from Musa Ade. Me and can talk. He's part of the social fabric in this country. Most of the the entertainment or the event that we can get to Kikola, he's passionate about music, so he's a good DJ. Can DJ for we out of love for music and all that stuff. So yeah. Rashid is doing well. He's doing fine. For some reason, he don't decide to stay away for a long time from Salon football. I don't know why, but everybody has their own reason why, But we do talk. Anything in a Salon business now is very, very jovial, very available. They help the community now a lot. He's doing well. He's doing fine, and everything is going well with him. Yeah.
Okay, so what's in the footballing community like now, Belgium right now? Because I know a couple of years ago, there were so many Sierra Leoneans playing football in Belgium. What happened? Are they all just don't stop for play, or some of them still they play, or some of them they do what thing like they say for them?
Yeah, more or less, they don't stop for play. The one that will be there, including me, of course, or Brett in there, we got other players that will be playing at the lower league, Caesar and others. Yeah, there were a lot of Sierra Leoneans there at one time. I think early 90s. Remember Belgium was the gateway for Salon players, the likes of Tumbu, Rashid, Gino Parid, Osayo Mara, Ahmed Kanu, they all came here, Vidal, South, they all came there. That was the golden period of African football in general, because you had the likes of Sondo Olise, Victor Ekpeba, they all had them pass before they go out, Godwin Okpara, Peter Rufai, they all played here, Emmanuel Eminalo played here, Augustine Guavon, Stephen Keshi, all them big names they play for Nigeria, Super Eagles back in the days, they all played in Belgium, It was a time when African football was coming to light, as we all know, after 1990, Cameroon do very well now at the World Cup, so Belgium was really like a market for African players because it was very easy to get them here. The regulations were not too tough, the European Union, but not being all in. Them bureaucratic thing and all that stuff. So Belgium was a soft touch, as a soft touch in a way for African players. The rules were not tough. The league was not the top league. So it was easy to get African players. But they were really interested in African players because there's a huge African community here. So it means when players came over, they could easily settle in. Because when you go, for example, a place like Brussels, they speak French and English there and every language, and they get all kind of restaurant there. You get African restaurant there, you get Cameroonian restaurant, you get Nigerian restaurant. So it was easy for players and for integrating Belgium. So that would make it easy for the markets. Also for European clubs, it'd be easy for the market player in Belgium, like I say, because of the regulations. You know, not being get stiffer regulations. The wages were not expensive, you know. So a player, when a young player probably bring a Kenya for the first time, you know, you get an average contract, you know, say play 1 year, 2 years, let you make your name, and then you will go to France or Germany and all inside. So it was easy to get players in. That was really the strategy at the time. We managers and they use and clubs and they use. But over the years, the laws have changed. The Belgian competition don't become a little bit difficult, you know, because of the laws and everything. And also the other, you know, countries that don't become competitive for African players. So they rather prefer go to another country than come to Belgium as first stop. Because now, you know, people like forget African players as early as possible in the academy and then probably raise them. France is an example, you know. They get a lot of African players at young age, you know, the likes of Mane and others, they all pass through France, you know. So, yeah, you know, like we say, footballer evolved. But I think everything changed in 1996 after the Bosman ruling, you know, when players are free for go after their contract. So it makes Belgian club at that position, they were very weak. Don't forget, see that Bosman ruling at Belgium here come out.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, Jean-Marc Bosman, they play for Charleroi. When contract done, he won't go sign for club in France, but then block him. So he's taking case to the European Court of Justice in Strasbourg. And then he win, you know, under European law. So we play in contract done, you know, he needs to release and let it go because of the freedom of movement and all that stuff. So that's what basically broke Belgian football. So for a while, Belgian football been go down. But, you know, they are picking up again. You know, don't forget, say the Yaya Touré, me, Ibrahim Kabo, Obre, you know, Didier Zokora, all in Belgium, they are two Belgium, they all passed. Even Kolo Touré was at one time, they playing at Belgium. You know, so yeah, Belgium has been good for young African players, to be honest. Okay. You know, and I would advise any team or any manager, if you get contacts now, you know, go bring the players in there because the league is not so tough, like I say, and a lot of clubs that look now, particularly French clubs, you know, because when you look among the young players, except for Belgian players and the young players like Hazard, all the one and they not play. If I tell you they not play first division of Belgium, you know go believe. But most of them went to France or Holland, and from there and go big clubs that are across Europe. So yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing that a trend where they go in circles, you know. So yeah, maybe go begin very soon again.
Okay, well that's fine. Fred, I know say you don't get into management and salon. If you say we still get room for bringing some of the players out of Sierra Leone into all them feeder clubs they have so within inside Europe, and now salon, just look no more at the European clubs. Them have you tried other African countries the way if you say players then can go play pro as somebody who don't manage a team na salon?
Well, first of all, I wonder we Paul, they talk there, not talk about Belgium, the team as a whole, the country as a whole, in position of football. Because I believe so they cut up a national team in number one. So I don't think say a need penalty against three. Jesus Christ.
I don't see that penalty. It looks like for saying a punch to the neck.
Not in the protest soon now. And to go wait for Real. But now everybody say, look, all the players, every Portuguese have not believe.
I don't think that should be a penalty. But let's see. Something like the players, you want for give yellow card. Well, let's wait and see anyway.
Yeah, we are going to look close just see because this is really they go play the tournament. They go play. I mean, they say, what do you think of outside Belgium in the world? You know, like how they say. You know, I believe say if me get a young player where they come out all the way. What are the decision? What are the decision? I don't put a card inside pockets back. You know. They don't put a gun in my pockets back. Me, well, I don't understand something in the way they go.
Well, because in the player, so that one can get cut now.
Yeah, but let Fred answer the question they ask him.
Okay, go on. Fred is meant for
yes, okay, yeah. No, it's very normal. I mean, yesterday, allow us and the Allah and take the causeway, things they go wrong. So I think, say, I'm not going to be fair with me. The only thing is, you already enjoy the game, so not enjoy yesterday game. So because here you see people are angry, they want goal. They are well determined, and that's to not see yesterday.
No, that's not a foul.
That's to not see yesterday. No, that's not a foul.
That's not a foul.
That's not a foul. You know, see, that's not a foul. I think they don't come and make it put in card. You cannot get the goalkeeper not, you know, the same thing happen.
That's not a foul.
Yeah, exactly.
Go on, Fred.
See, but one thing they Africa football work you always say, My only problem that the advantage we most of the scouts and what we call brokers for football, they go down there, they take. Like now they don't go a new pattern now. I can give you the recent one we just happened. Like this football Alassane where they play so now with the na Spain. They not playing a national, they not playing for national premier. Now for Marampa, they play direct with an agent from here when they call Mustafa Gosia and Branca they Spain now. Now Spain get up for Marampa, we adapt and give the Marampa team have 200 million. When they were registered, you know, now say, oh, they don't sell them back again $1 million to $2 million, you know. The penalty. VSF no overrule. VSF no overrule. When I know the game they can play, I like it this way.
You sure say like it this way?
Of course, yes. Because this is the game they can open more. This is the game they can open. But I don't know what's the protest we get. No go check VR. I just don't understand what happened.
Well, they have to choose for putting card back in their pocket for some reason.
Listen,
no, but it's not blunder. It should not be out when you're not ready to use it.
It is a penalty. Head. Watch the
well, yeah, the hand touched the head, but
but touch the ball first and away with the goal.
Man, that's not a penalty, man. There's contact with the ball.
Exactly.
There's contact with the ball and
contact the ball.
I don't know how you give that as a penalty.
How many times you get contact with the ball and you touch the man and still blow foul against you now?
Yeah, but
I don't think this is
what did he first make contact with? Did he make contact first with the man and the ball, or he make first contact with the ball before the man can jump?
Okay.
I mean, I will never.
We go watch him again.
The ball first before the man can jump. And the ball first before the man can jump.
Go stretch in hand direct to the man head.
No, he unfold.
Okay.
He unfold.
The goal London, they don't score. Now come to the question I ask you. As a manager, you feel say we team then as Salon where you manage, you be able for bringing players then inside Europe as it is right now, or when you look at other African countries, then we feel to say we play them go before we start them professional career. Also just Europe number the target for them.
Well, if I want to answer you straight, because you talk directly, if we go able, yes, we able, but if now me gets a player where I believe say I want to play rep for the brand, I go look for talking other sides and back again, because we don't reach here, if you know shape to which you want in few from here the career can done. Because remember say they don't want if you to academy they go now already made player they want. Player we don't already we know in system, we get the pace, you know, we know what they do, you know, and actually you get somebody with the left salon, you know, prepared one no more for can say they can't fit into this. You know, so me they always say if some of we they administer football not desperate, the need for going a different African country, when they're out of salon, get matured, you know, get somebody that will take them through all the steps then before they reach Europe. Because that tell you the truth, weather, food, they always disturb. Now we no more salon player, they really determine and a born player that we get in a salon, you know. What you need for navigatorship and to system, no more now, but we really get raw talent. But seriously, I mean, Paul will get me right, thinking really strain. Not too easy one safe. But for me, I believe say if I really know say this player now a great potential where I know say yes, will be a fruitful player tomorrow, I prefer for go prepare now well advanced African country before we're ready for kind of Europe now.
Okay, so basically that will be your own option. Molai, I don't say you don't deal into coaching back, you don't deal with younger boys then. You feel say that's not the right move for we play the way because first we don't go to the senior level, or you feel to say yes, then can come straight to Europe and adapt to the system, provided the potential of the player then gets a difference between what you look at, although the facilities are not that great inside Salon, for example.
Another interesting question. You see, just same thing again we discussed about a few days ago when Ali Bitar been there around when we talk when the word talents come inside. It all depends on the player and game understanding. If a player gets a better game understanding, it then as alone. A global kind of Europe make them. But if a player just, let's say, he got the fit because most of the players then got the fit how to manipulate the ball, but they don't understand the game better. Then you can recommend you go somewhere in Africa where you can go developing game more. Like Ghana, then get a lot of football schools in Ghana. You understand? most of the European clubs them get them their academies in Ghana. So beaucoup players in the part to Ghana. Same thing happened again in Senegal. But as I say again, it all depends. When a player gets a better game understanding, in game insight, if you bring Ghana Europe, it adapts. Because now all the skills there, so you the give player. You the give player. Now first thing they say, Maradona, how you call him? Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, and all that, and the skills them. You know they forgive. You know go give player. Now they give player then skills in the bomb pick himself now. You know sabi control the ball safe. Between 6 to 10 years, he get all the tricks them with the ball. He can manipulate the ball very well. Like in Holland, they are more specialized on that. There is a football, how you call it? The Cuva. Paul, you know about Cuva. With safe. Then they give you everything.
When Cuva is the gold standard of technique training in Holland. We then call in Cuva. So every academy in Holland gets in training manual for young kids from the age of 7 to 12. So basically, you go for master all the tricks there. It's just like by stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. You know. So yeah, don't forgo with that point. I've always said, and I think this is something I've always said. You know, in an ideal world, you go and get a young player here at the age of 16, 17, bring them 1 year, they adapt to the European way of playing, the European way of thinking, you know, the game, the style of game here, you know, and what they expect of you, you know, tactically, because technique probably will just improve and polish the technique, but the tactical aspect, the game understanding, you know, that's probably Usai African players in need for land, and particularly we, Sierra Leone. That's why I've always been an advocate of youth football in Salone. And that's where people like us, Pamukla, and other ones who don't get the experience. We don't coach in academies, well set up academies. We don't get a license, we don't know the principles of coaching, which in the modern game require. That's where I think we can able, you know, tell we brought at the end, or even go down there and demonstrate to them what you don't can learn, what in European football they look for. Right? What thing they look for? What thing are the style of play? What are the kind of play? What are the characteristics of player that they look for now? You know, because every league, you know, every game model, every league gets a kind of player and the culture. You understand? France, they like culture, technical players. Then France like technical, physical players. Technical, you know, in the sense, quick feet. You know, Spain, of course, they like, of course, technical players. You know, they like intelligent players. You know, necessarily be saying for be physical. You know, so when you go around the world, you know, around Europe, you pick all the ideas and you can able to form your own academy. You know, your own principle, your own DNA. What do they call DNA in football? What do you expect you player from defender, from goalkeeper to defense to midfield to attackers? What do you expect? You know, what are the basics that we foresee? You know, when they get the ball, what do you expect them to do? When they lose the ball, what do they expect to do? And then, of course, when you get transition from attack to defense, waiting in position when they lose the ball and when they do attack. So those are the things I think we on football need to upgrade on. Once you don't get that principle in there, I don't think we are far away from the European. Once you don't get that embedded in our boys, when they kaya, automatically they're able to play in any team now because they know we don't go give them the knowledge. This is what we are doing there. This is what they expect from players. And this is an example. This Salone, I was playing for Cambodia before I left Sweden. I was top scorer in the league. I don't score 9 goals in 7 games before we all take off Sweden. But honestly, when I come, there were so many things I had to learn back. Even for kicking the ball, I was so lucky I get trained away. They say, you able kick, but you know sabi kick. So I'm thinking, what do you mean? You know, I mean, Salone, they just hold the ball and stereo, you pata, you know, the ball go inside. Say, no. You able kick, but you know sabi kick. So it trained me how to kick, you know, when for use me palm, when for use the inside of my foot, you know, all that thing. And so those are some of the technical things there because Pamela, you know, like the academy, me they train specially with attackers there. So like Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursday, I train the attacker from under 14 to under 18. So there's a special training regimen there. We'll get 4 training regimen there. We'll get passing, we get dribbling, we get shooting, and visualizing the game. You know, so play with your instinct. So every day after 7:30, after I don't know meeting, they get like 4 players and aside. You know, we a year we get with module to follow. You know, then inside there you can able to put your experience as a player, which you don't do as a player, and things that we don't learn, of course. You know,
Okay.
so those are the kind of things I go on see in African football. All the trained players, not only for talented, but individually we got to take the best player and train them in specific position and things and for do. So yeah.
So in a nutshell, what do you feel say now the actual structure of what we might call an academy setting? What it entails for make you call an institution of football an academy? I know say we get academy in Salon, but what are some of the criteria then for make?
Well, we don't get academy in Salon. I just don't talk. We don't get academies in Pamola.
Okay, so what does it entail to be an academy?
Well, I just want to explain to you what it entails to be an academy. Okay, you have to start an academy. You have to identify first the talent. You have to go talent scouting, talent. So when they come together as a club or as an association, when I say waiting our motive, waiting the kind of player they will want. Then when I go out, when I lay the principles of the players they want. For example, I talked yesterday. Most times in Africa, what they see now tips and can go involved. Tips means technique, intelligence, power, and speed. But that's not everything because that's old time, right? So when you go, you look at the like Belgium, they get five criteria what they look for. Yeah, they look for first of all the mentality. Is this player a winning mentality? Does he have the mentality, the mental stability, emotional stability for become a good player? Now, when do you start to identify those? You start from age 7. Okay, you get 3 phases then. You get like a foundation. You get the 3 phases of football. So you get phase 1, when are from 7 years to 12 years. So that is really the foundation years. So you get for trained players, and basically that's technique. More technique, less physical, less power, more speed, more thinking. You know, stimulate them, you know, at that age because the brain, they develop so fast. You get to stimulate the players and let them do things instinctively. You understand? So you get to train them. We call that the underbow. Underbow means under building, you know, in real language now. And then you get the intermediate phase from age 12 to age 15. There you can apply physique, you can apply a little bit of coordination, speed, you know. Then you package that one with the technical and tactical aspect of the game, yeah, with the physical output. So then you go begin use the player in speed, in strength, in power. You know, you begin combining. So you give session plan, the whole what you call session plan, training plan, the way encompass all anything in the. But in the first phase, you don't give anything we get for do with power. It's just technique, speed, and execution, thinking, stimulating that. So in that middle phase, because of the most crucial phase, the adolescence phase stage, now the body they turn from boy picking to man. You know, and then they grow into puberty. Yes. You go get them voice don't begin change, you know. Sometimes they don't begin get girlfriend, sometimes they don't begin lose passion in football. So that's the very crucial age. And then from that age, 16 to 18, then at the development phase, the most important phase, then at the transition phase, whether the player will be ready in 2-3 years, you know, for become a professional player, whether he really get for make up. So Belgium then don't stretch them to 21, but most countries like Spain and they stretch them to 18. I don't know for England what's in the age group. So you get what you call post formation. So all what they don't learn during the youth stage, which are outlined, so they get for transition down into 2 phases. And the phase 1, exactly, then get for the play competitive games now. Then you get for the look at the physical outputs. You get for the test then, like professionals. You know, you get for the make them get the same diet, like you know, like real footballers. And then you get 2 years when I'm from 19 to 21, where then we really don't know, say, okay, this player is not ready for playing at the first team, the first 11, for making breakthrough. But at the same time, you get for allow and let they play with the juniors. So you get for the transition between who side in the because you get for also get for look at the physical side, you know, of the body, whether the body not ready for taker. So all and the way they put them together, that's what forms an academy, actually.
Okay.
You understand?
All right, that's fine. Fred, let me come to you quickly. I know say you been get your team at Salon where you manage for some time. What did make you decide for bring come a formation of a football team in Sierra Leone? Based on the fact that yes, you love football, but also you feel say you just do them out of the hobby where you get about football, or you feel to say it was necessary for you for put together a footballing team because you might not have access to all these other teams they were already in existence. What was it like to run a football team in Sierra Leone?
Well, Tibo, honestly, I think that comes first with how I come into football, you know, administration at Salon. You know, from when we did Salon, the time of Awa to Mensa, I mean, somebody who don't like football. When I say like football, everybody knows, say, outside football, I don't know they see me. Who say they talk football, I don't know they see me.
You be also poor goalkeeper. Talk about local again.
Tibo, you never score for me back again. You never score for me. I don't see. Paul go the surprise number now. I'm Tibo, we see Anne like this. Say I can still catch you, say, and I still play up till now. But on a serious note, Tibo, I go book face and you say when you know say in a football person, you come up from Europe, you know say you get passion, say yes, you can help. So Bookfish United and they approach me, for that manage the community team. But to be honest with you, one of the most difficult things on the way, you don't know that get team, they say community, so you go manager. So tell me, don't come away, I mean, just spend money left and right. So I say, look, we think it would be, your outcome from this money, what they spend, we always, you go sit there and change the executive. Somebody go say, this don't eat money for the game. Story they come every now and then. So we go call a meeting. So Junior Bio, now all railway line. And I go tell them, say, look,
penalty.
We go able.
Another penalty. This guy with a joke, man.
Oh, okay. T-boy, when our friends get penalty now,
no, this is a genuine penalty. I can tell you that because
no, but when you say now, say the joke.
Because it's a joke.
Look at this number, it's a clear one. No, look at clear one.
Well, it looks like a blockage, but it looks like for say then.
No, you uncommon. You can block with power. You uncommon.
No, he plays for it. Out. He plays for it.
You see, yeah.
He will play for that. Watch the replay. He plays for it because he was very closing down the player. Will be the camp for can't stop him. So it just fall on the fact say the man the camp for can't stop him. So
and I hope they will give Griezmann penalty. I hope they will give Griezmann.
Yes, man.
T-boy. Watch the defender. If you watch the ball or now the man he go full direct.
No, the defender they watch the ball.
You sure?
So baby actually run into him. Of course.
You sure?
Of course. The defender
what if this referee won't compensate for that first penalty?
That's possibly what he is trying to do.
Why? No, don't say that, man. Don't say that. Don't say that. It's not the whole. It's not the one that has the final say, man. He get everything.
That's an obstruction, actually, not penalty.
Now obstruction, a penalty.
Trust me, a penalty.
You see, he ain't come out the show.
And not even look at the ball. Like the man,
the man at the ball, the man, look, the man in first, they even look at Messi.
No, watch the.
See, but me don't get contact first. I expect Griezmann for go kick on the best. I don't. Oh my days.
Who are they go kick now?
Benzema.
See, well, now Benzema they want make you go kick. So you not go that far.
Why you not?
They really want
to go now for him goes there because na attacker.
They really want like a confidence. They really want to get confidence.
Yes. But it's nowhere.
Well, I think he will score.
All the text nobody back. All the text nobody back.
He will score. Come on.
Okay.
But the man don't score.
The man don't score though. Now Benzema.
Now once.
Don't forget that.
Yes, okay. I celebrate with we.
We can't celebrate with you because we're not of France. Yes. So you want to celebrate.
No problem, okay. As I've been saying, boy, go to Fish United, tell them, say, you need to happen. We can't want football, so get money, get executive, they use them, and that's the end. That's say, me go one by shares. I say, if I can even get 49 winning to the majority, I left the 51 to the community, so I'm not going to be majority shares. When I say we'll get, final decision for say, but community, it take we up to 2 years. Tend to get this together. So at one time in London, somebody just said, anything happen, friend. If you can't get this, it only costs you 6 million to register from Division 2 and play take Camp Premier. And luckily enough, I formed a Sheffield United to a partner where we don't get Naya during the Millwall Leon Star match when I've been sold Jabati. It took me to another Australian. We've been getting for give me a connection Sheffield, but they say I've guess for run the club for 5 years. So I go register Sheffield Wafa, get 3 days for putting, but no more salon, just because they're not saying Fred. So the first ever call for trial back, I get 106 players, no more for I just choose 25. When I be a difficult thing because you only get 3 days. But my coach when I been Lollybill at that time, he really tried because he don't know them, he don't really know them. And most of them come back to the same book fields. So we take 3 days to put the team together. Then what thing them do back again at salon? You can imagine. See, boy, the first game we went for playback again, no more against Bookfish United. That's when they go set you up.
So they set you up very well.
See, but I don't see tension when they say that be match. Me, I don't pray for that happen to me again. I'm in life. Playing the car with me, the place like the so quick. You know, they have fun. But I'm fun anyway. I'm fun. You know, I'm real fun. You know, but as I say, you know, try to put that together. But not to only for the game we make a good, like for say you want to go play football. I mean, try to go with this European pattern. Make people and just say this game can be changed. You just need to determine and get the right things in together. As I can tell you, see, but way in the beginning, Alan say, Lions don't buy bus now, Edwards don't buy bus. Sheffield don't get bus 10 years ago. We play the new workout for gonna field.
Yeah, I remember saying you don't buy bus. Yeah, I do.
They get everything. So me go with an European standard. You know, me go with that European pattern way. Player for be satisfied. Player not the only bag officer they pay one for that. No, player not get nothing. Player need to go biggie, friend food. No way. I make say them be player them back when them is sick. Now they will know them back in a choice can them they go. I get a medical set up. I get a doctor every blessed day back during training. You know, morning and evening. So I just go with that set up there for make at least. You know, and that year the people let me see what happened on football in that salon because what you do the competition was there. You know, everybody want for can see other Sheffield they play today. The other boys and back we get for come up like the likes of Real Mark. Somebody said we come on England and I just forget the name we go to one team and even a tornado or something of the sort. So then the young man they just say we get zeal and come into the game we really fine for look. Now with this Aisha in Erakana with all this disturbance make so many people you know keep back when I carry the game go behind. But that's why I go so T-boy honestly, you know, the game really be not take a pick away. We all be happy say look, things they can change now. You know, after election everything can point back. That'd be a good fun for me. We had this at Division 2. From Division 2, I mean, same year we go Division 1. Division 1, we qualify for go playoff. Now, let me see the first game where you play. Then we still the league don't know. And I tell them go appeal say maybe a feeling player we may not be signed properly. And T-boy, we go to a court. Now so he left permitted delicate today because we're telling me team for only premier now. They're not gonna go play playoff. The same Aokogo tell me say me get too much speed. The same Aokuba go tell me say me come on you go back na vacancy and say not what they do. So it was just too much. It was just too much for me. But all said and done, me go do me own. And what's everyone for show? Like I said to you now, we are here or I am here, you know, to do my own thing, my own way for others to follow. You see, and okay. I think so you said me get for witness part of that. Now that's my motive. If any lobby comes say, okay, get player out, okay, I mean take one player can I don't know if you know when they call Okiki, when they play attack for me. Maybe I mean bring England now. Unfortunately, never can succeed. You know, say all man they can try and chance. But I'm not the only they think of bringing them over here for money. I mean just want to go get a change, make at least with football take a different level.
Okay, that's fine. Paul,
yep.
You got any intention at any point in time for set up football structure in Sierra Leone or manage some kind underage group football for like a setup, not an academy system per se, but you get any intention for like a go manage any kind of small club in salon in the meantime?
I'm not gonna say I'll go manage now because I don't have really plans to relocate to go and sit there permanently to go and train teams. I wish I could. You know, but I have the intention to go there on clinics, probably 3 months, you know, because let's be honest, if you're moving to go to Africa or to go sit on a salon, I'm not going to move just because I want to move. I'm going to move if there's a plan, if something can convince me that there's a plan, because I don't want to go and do half stuff. However, I can go and this is something I've been advocating in our players group, in our forum. I think Pamola maybe not go catch feed of this, but until I've done discuss, say at some point, you know, the old players that we can't get knowledge now can go organize a coaching clinic and for some of the boys. Then, of course, I don't talk with me from a team Cambo Eagles, but unfortunately, I don't get even a B team or a junior team, you know, because I really want to give back. You know, I don't mind going there free, probably for a month, 2 months, you know, as much as I can, and just go lay the predicates and lay the framework for at least show my fellow professionals and for especially the young players, because I'm so passionate about youth players. Because I can see far into the future. I can see the vision. Like we get some of the, let's say, this 100 best boys in a salon. We train there. Out of that 100, so 25 or 10% will make them to professional level. I always believe in that, and that's where we have to start. So yeah, if there's a project for myself, honestly, if I'm going to start something, I don't want to do it half-half. So that means I have to have the funding. Everything should be fully funded. You know. I know it's difficult for talking from behind the screen or talk like that because you have to be on the ground and really feel it and know it. But once you go in, you make sure you are in for good. You know, you don't go in half because you really want to see the output, the input get for bring and output out. So yeah, that's something I want to do. But yes, I want to go back, whether now Blackpool or Lions and get junior team, any side with junior team day. Honestly, now if the second division junior team, once now talented players, them I'll do it for free. I'll go give my own feedback. I'll go give my own knowledge. I'll coach now. Freeton, I'll go bowl, Kenema, just go around the country, just do it for free and see how, you know, how that could work, you know, for a start. But of course, if I able to draw a project for myself and somebody we will fund them together, yeah, that's something I would love to do. Absolutely.
Okay, that's fine. Mola, equally so to you. You will be there for respond to what thing probably they say this now. You got any intention for like a go on some kind of surgery or take up any kind? I know say you get very good record in junior league in London, so that is no question asked. You've won a couple of tournaments, you've won a couple of leagues under your own. Is it Brixton Tigers, right?
Lambeth
Tigers. So basically, I know say you have substantial records for say you have done it as a manager. You don't do them as a coach. And you send players them out to bigger clubs them for later and going to academies. You get any kind short-term intention for go salon and try for see how you able to develop the game and putting your own contribution by setting up your own structure?
Well, I think with Paul in on proposal to go help like having a clinic to support coaches them and young players in the salon, that's fine. But before you go in a salon on them, you take their moves in there. You get to create the right environment for that first. Like some word where people in the use always they say academy or academy. That's we can always get them wrong. When you say you get academy or an academy, the first thing are the environment. Watch the pro clubs then get academy. Let's say for Chelsea. You understand? Then get environment for that. Then get everything. You understand? Way for look after players and for nurture players then. You need to just go get the players and no more. You buy a vest for them, you get balls, and then you say in the academy you get. But they get them wrong.
Okay.
It gets a lot. The word academy. Now big word, but we make them so easy because we don't understand. Because sometimes we copy words them from like na Europe or advanced places, then we use them words in the back on we own. Like the club where they coach, Lambeth Tigers, they work with them. I get my own development. You call them development. You understand? We away from the club, they develop players then. That's development. But you know they get a pitch, you get a proper like AstroTurf environment because when you want to get academy first, you need AstroTurf. Whether or not they even affect you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now make if you watch most of the academy players then now AstroTurf facilities in the use.
So that means game can't count, they still go together.
Yes. Until when you get to like 16, they begin you kind of grass. All these not just because of them ball mastering. I make them make use that Astro, and they get the quality of the that Astro. I think a 4G, 4G or
yeah, you get different types, right?
Yes,
so
quality.
From the age of 7 to 10, you get different.
Yes.
The blade in size, the blade of the grassy size for the, and then from the age 10 to 12, because you know, see then they grow, beginning they grow,
yeah.
and get the body they change, the composition of the body they change, the muscles also they change, the bones and they change. So you ever get different.
Yeah.
I don't know because that's like what you say. That can be determined purely by the test the owner they do. You know, because at some age you get for test them, the speed, then turning. So based on that, and so when they change it, when they buy or when order the AstroTurf for them. Yeah.
You see,
so
all lenting in the you need for no lenting in the. You need for no land before you be in the World Camp Academy. You understand? You get forget coaches them. We like we Paul say now in the responsible for the attacking players them from under 14 to under 16s.
Under 18.
You see, so he specialized on that. He specialized on that for work with the attacking players. You get a coach where they work with the midfielders, them. You get coach where they with the defenders, them. Goalkeeper coach. All this in academy, and then you get the overall where they oversee. You understand? All.
Yes.
Okay.
So me and Paul, they work with under 14s. Now me they work with under 14s them.
Yes.
You understand? And when we work, we get a program. How would they assess the players then? And every 6 months we get to do a review of the player then.
And
what
evaluation.
You on, what you need to improve on, and all that in the
yeah.
So there's a lot when you talk about academy. But we use the word academy. Academy.
Okay.
And that can get them wrong.
I totally understand the phrase we would always use na salon say you go open an academy. Fred, as a manager, I know so you don't get involved in management in Salon. Now Salon don't qualify for the AFCOM 2022. As a manager, what thing will be your own task from now on? How you feel say you go get you boys them ready based on the fact that you have a window of 6 months for prepare for go for the AFCOM. What thing you go do for your first 2 months? Because after this 1, 2, 3 weeks now is a break, but you get for resume back, say hopefully the end of July. What you go do as a manager for kickstart your preparation for 2022 tournaments if you not been the manager of Leon Star?
Not just it can be say, clubs can get their own mandates and regulations then. Well, if not like a me so this opportunity, I want to play together. I know go 1 7 million get out only the 30, gets like up to like a 45 player where say home base then go involved, get them together for 10 regularly day and night. You see, and I want you to always take into consideration. If we forget players, we get for join from Salon. When was the last time we get proper league? When was that time? They're not into proper fitness training. Not like where you go, so you go play qualifying, you play today, then after 6 months, the next week back you play, you fly, come, or pass, you go rest back again. This like I can say no more now. First game, second game, third game, round of 16. Play so many games, and somebody not used to that's not problem. And all football we call early preparation, for prepare early. But again, as I can always say, one difficult thing as always, and that's gonna make me. I don't know if I go able to go closer more to people the way at least we only think the same way. This lateness of preparation, Tibo, I like you get the best squad. You get all the whole idea. If you're not prepared before time or early, you prepare for go fail. You see, so me as an individual, I would like early preparation, get the boys them, and always make sure say you check them back again in time, play regular, they play regular, let you know. The game when they go fit for, and in case fatigue show, what you get for do, you see, because not forget say we Africans now get the most difficult task when it comes into football management because we don't get all which we want. We don't really get all which we want. We think of the picture we get for the training and that. I don't know if this going to go to the academy. Tibo, it gets like when you burn rubber and put her everywhere.
That academy don't exist. I call them academy.
Well, now so they call it no more now. They go to stadium no more now. They say no more now.
I think me backyard football pitch where they gonna run the better pass the academy. No disrespect, but in clearly tell you say that is not an academy because I don't spend a lot of time. I don't even play the myself. And if you not be careful,
academy. Tibo, you don't tell me Tibo, you don't call me say come to me in academy, so no because you don't can. You don't call me say friend in academy, come to our academy.
Even academy. Me no call academy. But it's actually not even game the academy.
I know.
More like say we they call things them by the name they hold the but not to actually the thing the way they represent by the name they hold the. Because if I'm going to an academy, I go and make one quick example. I get one young man right now they put together an academy structure in Sierra Leone. It's still not they call them an academy yet. But guess what? You don't make sure say you don't put together so many training facilities where the Bobo then gets. When I born and raised football club, I am very closely associated with him. But at the same time, he is just putting things together. He can't even say that is an academy yet, but he's building something. And when you look at the structure of what he build, not physically this alone, but you get people the way they run this kind of system where they coach the Bobo the way they're young, it is send them coaching manuals. So he's in constant communication with the coaches they holding us alone. At the same time, instead of they doing young coaching also right now, it ain't met police. But basically, it is try for do as much as possible for build the structure for making it climb up to the level of setting up an academy structure. But he's looking at an very.
I guess I'll ask you a quick question.
Go on.
Do we get schools in a salon? We get classroom in a salon?
Well, what do you mean? You forget schools and classroom?
Well, like what talking when I begin laugh? Why when I can laugh why they count important in the UN team boy?
When you say classroom, say
no team boy, we get classroom in a salon.
You mean the school level get the normal school setting?
No, we get class. Okay, we get school in a salon.
Yeah, we get school.
We get classroom and then school and then.
Yeah, we get classroom there.
We get classroom, we get academy.
I don't say academy.
No, we get academy. Because if you suicide, they don't show you back. You see na WhatsApp. So school they not get table, they not get chair. The group up you call a classroom. Now what you able no more now. I mean, T-boy, let's be honest. You know, me say no go call academy. Honestly, me say no go call academy. But
okay,
I think say we have to manage the expectation. Now we can never get half of what you know once now. It's not easy because we think of how to manage that. You see, now I know Apple Sonomo now with the football academy, the artificial turf we did it because. For buy the rubber then back after because again they can go up against it again. No what the buy go it.
Yeah,
then they give you then I can't to that point.
It's about priorities because what
but they don't do it now. They don't do it now. But I guess what come to me question, but they don't do it now. You they ask me now for make I tell you what team you go do we the upper hand not dead, you know, the structures are not there.
No, I'm saying
I
if you have
answer
the
you
upper hand, you get the upper hand. And then you are the current manager for the
manager. But don't forget, say, we go with that idea, say, mere management, not to spend for the government. Mere management, not to focus spend for the government. By right, the government for the payment, they manage the national team. So if you say they manage it, I think now it's waiting available. Now go manage the players there with. I wonder how John they manage it, to be honest with you, because you the course can go training. So then the boss back, they reach the traffic back. It's not easy, Tibo. It's not easy. You know, the people they can go play. Waiting they come back, they're not trained on for the get player. They say out the field. Somebody they back pass. Tibo, it's not easy. It's not an easy thing for me. I will prefer me then go out, take the boys into different. They move for some time. Where and you manage small na body from there. Either another Africa country where at least go match the Cameroon weather. They can't even do before because we get that before. I've been on at one time say Leon I've been on Belgium who will be small just for country, then thing that I think Senai go help. If you go to Tunisia back, Egypt no more now, for even a month, just because no more now for at least they go get concentration. Then the one that we don't used to this European pitch because T-boy, anyone we don't play now for long, we have to go play that stadium field day for good 3 days. For 5-10. Trust me, it must get ankle problem. It must get ankle problem. So now a difficult question for answer. Which I know say this salon, but if they ask me, no, get me away. I will take the old team. The boys that want to say yes, start the tournament to fit now. Can't cast out for more back again. Where I believe say we were willing for play for European team, but they're not able, and they're ready for play for salon and join we no more now back again. And from there, you decide and get you proper squad for go Cameroon, but it no go easy. It no go easy for make that done because I know say the government they try, but we still no give that priority to football the way I believe say if we go. So now a constraint. But if me get the upper hand, I will move the national team from Sierra Leone because of distraction and lack of facilities to a better place. Get myself prepared no more now. Play friendly matches then they before I prepare for it because the time short, 6 months really short. It will pass this because not to play the way they play together. Everybody play different side and the home base I don't know now season this. So again for 1 December. So we're talking about a few like a 1 month or 2 months serious training where, that's difficult for Leah. At least we go and go do something better.
Okay, I totally agree with you at some point with Andy because yes, it makes so much sense for make you obviously you get for look at the structure and how you get your team prepared because at the end of the day, the game season are one big obstacle and you also league not the play, so you get for look at the players, then we get current club the way they play regularly and the one the way they play regularly. But yes, I agree with you for the fact say you might as well take the team out of Sierra Leone. But I think Europe would be a very big question that you're asking. But I think somewhere else in West Africa or Africa might make much of a difference. But again, money get for the day. There should be a real serious amount of funding. And you get for, if league not get for play so far, as the league has already been suspended, so I believe say it's a mandate now for the national team for so okay, we will select 30 or 22 national players then let's fly them to maybe Gambia or Guinea. We get proper footballing facilities. We don't cost with that much money. We get a house we will rent for the next 2-3 months. We host them there and we make sure we give them the best facilities. We're not going to forget us alone and then just focus on training. Training in the morning, in the afternoon, and relax in the evening, then talk football. I think that's
kind of like I talk with you. I guess got one delicate thing away and 90 disturb me now.
Goal.
Now we just get
goal.
Tiban, I know Allah you Allah before time. I mean for Allah. I say no Allah before time. We don't get joke. We don't get joke. Pamola, we don't get joke. We don't get joke. Tiban, I can to a quick one vote because they go too sweet. You see one thing what I mean here.
They're not William as goal. What's happening? I think they're William offside.
No, this one they go the line. What's in this?
I think they're William offside.
They don't pull the goal.
They're William offside. Oh, come on.
They get it more than 1 year.
Man.
Okay,
they're William offside.
Yeah, the most important thing about the guy they say, this what's not fair now, not even the preparation.
It's
honestly, not to the preparation.
It's a goal. We are approval.
Yeah, we are not. I didn't like money, so I don't know what to do them. Now we beaucoup people back on the internet they understand French, but don't go for them. Then they play this tournament here. Then they play the tournament, Yeah, no upside. No. Wanna clap for me first.
Okay, they clap for you. Well done.
See, but me delicate thing now, Salon, how we careless. Corona, the rampage Sierra Leone now. And Salon will get one style. Anytime national team, they crowd it. As the player, they don't have to go, then go all. When something very detrimental to we will stop. Look what can happen back again. We try for at least avoid Corona. I don't think this stadium garden is necessary. You able to do things. Let it learn for copying good example for people in Naya. You see, they take too much risk. That na me fear. And for when they play, then they go. Then they lose now. One thing for us, I doubt if 60% of Salon believe say Corona they exist. Because you tell them Corona is saying no, not over in Africa. So all this now, that me worry, that me serious worry right now. Waiting for them. I say move them out to themselves where say they will get total control. If not, I'm afraid we're going to get boko bad news because the way Man Army they understand now say then they mix and everything is just too disturbing. It's just too disturbing.
Okay. Well then send some video where they out right now where they talk say every scaling for take vaccine, especially the one where they play football for make sure they take vaccine before they actually go now any environment where get anything for do with sports. So basically I think that's another question mark where many people are asking why should it have to be compulsory. But that's another discussion. But I clearly understand your point where they say the facility or the security or the social welfare of the players, they mean so much. It means so much because it means something has to be done. So if you say the money where the presidents give the player them for the use them otherwise in terms of building the structures or maybe strengthening the structures than they individually go make people and get money on their own. It's not a bad gesture. But you feel the same what could have been done with that money instead of giving it away?
That's something I want to talk about because I know really no one can make a mistake now. The room was just too much in a salon. When I say the room was too much, other they say the money not promise, the check don't bounce, the money not reach it, this not reach it, so
this question is careful go for more like Paulo, so now ready for respond.
Yeah.
What could have been done with the money otherwise? Go on, Fred.
No, incentive fine for football, because you inject some spirit in the player for make a give all. A really fine, but not the procedure. Now some man are gonna begin working for Hamburger when our home base. Hey, this money I go done. I go build my house done. So I believe say the point no say they put them together in a proper way. And wait after the competition, everybody will nothing safe else they're ready for build now, and left them training. You don't know that they own. But I believe say the pronouncement disturb a bit the pronouncement because we know what it mean when they say you can get money, like you know, say one date, you can get land, you know, been dreaming, you know, so the anxiety, you know, sometimes they can give you a sleepless night. Somebody begin thinking about now, and they can't laugh me, and we don't get money for good bill. So it's a little bit of mental torture. To me, if they want to ask me clearly, what have I been do? Now for make sure say, I mean, get them for them, look at your package, go there is more for you guys. We'll not finish now, man can't do line your way. You see, but you know, we'll sit more now and say, okay, okay, you know, the next one back again for you go get your proper exam. Then something they can torment you smaller. Please say, now good incentive, but the timing is wrong. The timing is wrong. It will bring a lot of distraction.
Okay. Molai, over to you. What do you feel Sise could have been done with the money? Because at the end of the day right now, yes, the money is vital, it's very important, but if you say them for don't put that money there into other use in terms of building the game or restructuring what is already not exist, in your opinion?
There's always money. As Paul said yesterday, you listen to Paul, his statement about the money, they always break down with the FA supposed to get through FIFA and CAF and all these things, and plus the government, there's always money. That money where they go to player then, not get anything for do with the player, the FA in plan. You understand? For what the FA want to do, they can still do what they for do. But this not the players that you own where they work for. You understand? They work for them, they forgive them. No mean say because they go give them that money, then like people never forget issue that money, they say, oh, they for use that money for another development. There should be a money for that, for a football development. If you listen yesterday, Paul, he outlined so many amount of money them way. If they utilize that money they well, the game go develop in the country.
Okay.
The players the money now just no go area and the money they work for that.
But let me not get me wrong. Sorry for intervening. Let me not get me wrong. I'm not saying not forget them. I say not timely. I'm not saying not forget them. They really deserve them and they forget them, but not timely because it will bring a lot of distraction. Not like a where they only see every now and then. Most people are like a one-off for them. You see, so that the distraction we get for bring camp and then get targets ahead. For me, I want to give them more. I want to give them more and get more promise. Now we can say the incentive fine, not the money they give them. But my problem now is it timely.
Okay, so you feel the money they distracts most of the players when they play right now, especially where some then go begin things say, okay, I don't get 2,000 lots, I need for canal bill owes, or I don't get $10,000 away from another owes $10,000 one day. You feel to say that anxiety they go make them get carried away. In what way? They go feel to say now they are becoming a superstar in their own turf, or you feel this now that go distract them from not focus in the game anymore and get themselves being influenced by so many different things because they have the finance to spend?
No, I mean look at the wrong way, Timoy. What do you think of how angry in a salon? They can come out and know do the nothing. These guys are professional, you know. They get too much young people. They're more like they within us. They just where they look up forget their own property and everything. You know, Saloma, we don't alone forget something, they can get the opportunity. Not forget, say, some months that we've been overseas, they look for genuine for buy for good bill and make themselves comfortable and they can't get it now. Some man go on for left and so. So I'm thinking of you get exam, you know, that you get project. So the project must get for take small of your attention, you know, and if you can't take Boko now, you know, it will destroy you. So that can balance that equation, I try for balance now, say, government don't give them money and land where you know so people get money and I would you think of no money we no get also for go bill. And that money they no go do for bill what they want for bill and the land get a process. So I believe they will bring a little bit of distraction. Make us say I be want for me then give them more, but it's not timely because waiting the end of the way for concentrate, I believe say they will get a little bit of distraction. Some of them, not to the one that we don't use supply with money, we don't get also already, but some of them way that their first big money this, that their first time for getting kind of property, then they will distract them small. So I want for me again get a package. Keep up for the number now. I don't say nothing for do the FA and the government get a package, keep up for the number now. After everything, say look at it. You see? Or ask them all, forget a representative for just number for hold on. If not anybody don't want to hold on to, or get a bank, go keep everything, documentation for them. Say after this, can collect them. But it's difficult, you know, for let you get projects and now. At now, you get so many things to think about back. But come on, you know, like one believe say one body go inside, one body go look, you know. Na something at least you don't get how I go call it, not anxiety again. You won't get undone, you know.
Yeah.
And I believe say some man, you know, also you go begin and say, well, this money go down, but I think you reach on a difficult. So I think if anyone pandemic now can get difficulty along the line the next 2-3 months, it will affect in day one of the national team.
Okay. I want to bring Paul coming quick because again, as somebody we don't day around the game, we don't see how the game they play inside Europe. We don't see the different challenges the way most managers and the gets wise they are trying to manage a team. And again, we don't see the issue where the Belgium manager get in terms of having wealth of selection. Where again, who players the way they look at. Them players you need to look at now. How many of them you could use? How many of them within a bench? What's not the might of the one who left a bench? Paul, more like you want to say something.
Yeah, I just want to ask Paul something. Not just a football question. I want to ask Paul. Did Paul did it?
Yeah, he did.
Paul.
Yes,
I did see Rabiot as a left full back. Now usual something.
Oh, he don't play there for Juventus at one time, but I think the problem with that change is, you know, Sina Hernandez now start in that position there, right? And then they change at halftime with Lucas Digne. So 5 minutes into the second half, we don't make the changes. Lucas Digne don't get more problem. So now he has in 2 left back the all because don't change
another option.
Yes, so he don't deploy
Rabiot.
Rabiot, but Rabiot they play. He don't play for Juventus. Yes, I've seen him playing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good because I look the
Penalty.
No, I can't be like goal kick.
Sorry, T, never carry on. We just start our football with
Okay. No, Paul, I just need to for ask in your capacity. I know say don't look at the bigger picture of managing any kind of bigger club yet. If you then are in the position right now as the manager for Leon Star, how will you get the team ready for 2022 AFCON competition?
Okay, good question. But first, before we go there, let's answer the previous question we asked. You talk about the money where the players can get, right?
Yeah.
First of all, you talk about also for restructure or something like that. I don't know
whether the money will be enough for like use towards restructuring the game or being.
But restructure, we don't ever restructure something. We will not be ever get structured. So that's the start. So long time about debunk Randy first because when you restructure, it's like you didn't get something where they exist, but probably some part they don't fall apart. Then you want to try for bring them back to that. We never had that, so I think we have to.
The penalty again, Paul. The penalty.
Nah, this has been a joke, man.
He's giving a penalty.
This. I don't know. This game I don't know.
In a game full of penalties. Okay, go on, Paul. Sorry. Because say Ronaldo missed this one.
In an ideal world, I'm not going to let government give money to the players. Okay, I'm not going to let government give money at all because. Like what you say, as an incentive, like what you don't say, you get government get past 110 priorities and in one time, money not good enough. Money not going to be enough for all team. In England, for example, in Germany, they even waiting the player they never get for this European Championship.
Yeah.
Why? Because the FA get so much money when they get from Germany. Example, Mercedes-Benz don't sponsor them for how many years? Now the main sponsor, Before players in the turn up for every tournament and they give new Mercedes-Benz. So they have a contract where they go in the national team where it's already signed. We don't hear about that, but it exists with European teams. So, of course, in Africa, it's completely different. We don't get, for example, not get infrastructure. To come to your question, we don't get things the way like government to get for depend on. But like I say, yesterday in the discussion, FIFA with all in flaws them been come up with this idea of give money to develop in world or develop football around the world because they were sitting on a huge amount of cash over billions of dollars when nobody do nothing. So they say, okay, we'll allow give countries allow develop football. It was a good idea, So some countries don't make good use of it, particularly in Africa and the Caribbean. We not capitalize on that, which is my biggest frustration with the last 8 years. But having said that, to go to that question, I think the players deserve it. They deserve it for one reason, because when you look at the whole composition of football in our country, particularly the local-based players, for the foreign-based players, probably you say, okay, then get a professional life and go to that different life within the league. But the local league, as you know, we don't lead them for I don't know how many years. Now this government, now they come invest in them. You know, now look at the trickle-down effect of the investment they make. If they not been start the league in 2019, some of the players that will go play in Guinea against Niger, you understand? They will not be even know them. You understand? But 2 years later, one of them not making debut on the first call, when they call her, he go make a debut to qualify for Nations Cup. Imagine T-Boy, if that player didn't go, something will happen to him. In first game, you know, something goes awfully wrong. It could have been over for him, right? Because, I mean, after that, Ugan goes alone. One of our colleagues, they will right now, the argument of this morning, where they talk about powerness, they go on right now. Powerness, now all play, right? I think it was Gabon or Congo, where he go broken foot. You understand? Mohamed and we all try for bring and come. You know, try to tell them they for scout abroad for cancer, but and food. Unfortunately, no work. Now, it's been like, I don't know when this happened. It was 2000 and waiting. But anyway, fast forward now. I think a few months ago, they asked him for me, like, come join the national team in some capacity. But listen to this. Nobody be ever know about powerness in story until Fajar Barry, when they report for BBC, run that story there on focus on Africa. All of a sudden, where everybody hear powerness in story, and I tell myself, oh yeah, we remember powerness. Oh yeah, and I'll be one of the best players. And one of now that 10 day, everybody recall what happened with powerness. But this boy has been living with this condition for almost over a decade. Nobody ever talk about that. They say, okay, you know what? After they read that story, the Aisha to credit to the FA in credit, they say, okay, you know what? Partners has been around football for a long. He still go around football. They say, okay, we'll call on the national team. At least don't make a welfare officer or whatever position they want to get. Now, when this money, they don't distribute this money now to 41 people, including players and officials. I pretty much should say, you don't hear about players, we don't play 3 games, they don't get any money, but they get the land. Now the argument is, why they give players, they win at the first time this, then some of them don't even play. You know what I'm saying? But then give them the money, then give them the house, the land. Now, players, they will play 3 games in the qualifying series, but they're not able to go this Guinea game, this Niger game, for go play in Guinea. They know they are among the 41 players there. So, all these arguments, which are the driver talk, if we have an FA where they look at the big picture, it goes, okay, when I always play this qualifying series, probably we'll get close to 40 players who play the total qualifying series. Right. Everybody, this is a pause. This is a pause we'll get for now. With a breakdown down for everybody. So everybody will play in that qualifying series, they get that from that post league. Rather than government, they come in and say, Marabio, with all the money we don't put in, over 60-something billion in football, he say, okay, if I go win this game in Guinea, I give you so. Now, that's the problem. Because you don't let out certain players and we already don't play 3-4 games during this qualifying series, but probably not lucky for letting call them this last game. You understand? So where do you draw the line within that? You understand? So, I mean, in an ideal world, I'm not going to let government give money. I will let the FA go into contract with all them players. So once you register for play for the tournament, if you qualify, whether you play game 1 to game 6, or whether you play game 1, you don't play game 6, everybody get what it is out. That's it. You understand? To me, that's what
so basically, then get a package for the entire team.
Yes, and that's what we do. That's what I tell you.
That the FA responsibility.
Yes, that's the responsibility because even now they go to negotiate bonus for game, you get your personal contract, then you get your bonus. So the bonus is general. Then go tell them and say, okay, guys, if we win UEFA Cup or if we win this, there is a package for all the players. We get so million, and then in between, and go share them between the players. You know what I mean? If you play game 1 to game 7, even like you an example, when I was in England, when they give Premier League medal, once you name them, they register you for the team. Whether not Lampard 9 score the highest goal, or whether not that Bobo, how you call it, Ampedu when not play 1 game, or whether not Baba Rahman when they send out on loan. Once they be not registered before the league start, it then at the 30-man delegation, it again Premier League medal. So man not even can receive and take pass the next year because they don't loan their out because they name them at the Premier League list. So it don't mean who that play, but once you start, you been part of the team. You're supposed to have from that. That's what Premier League they give. They give everybody medal. Wait, Chelsea, if Chelsea give or Man City give 40.
Hungary don't beat 2-1. Hungary don't beat 2-1. Hungary don't beat 2-1.
If they give a name of 40 players, that 40 players, all man they get a medal. That's it. You understand?
Guys, so, Hungary the lead 2-1. Hungary the lead 2-1.
Are you sure?
Germany,
is it not 1-1?
Germany they're in big trouble now.
They say Germany in big trouble. Yes, I don't get that message there earlier on.
Yeah. So I don't know this. During the discussion, I don't forget the second part of your question.
The second one, if you become the manager of the national team right now, how you go get the team prepared for the AFCON 2022?
Well, I think first of all, before we start, I think at this moment, if I'm the manager, okay, the team don't play 6 games. Of course, we win 1, we draw 4 or 5. I will sit down back and make a general evaluation of how we played the last 6 games, right? So I will look at from personnel to personnel, goalkeeper, defense, midfield, and attack. So I will look at that generally and see what we need as a team and what probably we will need for reinforce as a team. So you get for Sido, you make a balance. You get for evaluate basically, right? Now, the good thing is, we don't get, the thing is we don't get to draw it. So we don't know in which group and which teams they will get for playing. But that will come along the line. But I think as a coach, if you don't get a general idea now, of what you look for or what you want in your team, what in your personnel the way you want. Of course, we are not spoiled with choice. Where you will say, I get 40 top players, I know exactly before 11. Because probably down the line, we will get another 2-3 players, but we will show up say one can't play for Salo. We don't know, honestly. So it's a little bit a tricky one for the coach. But honestly, that's what I will do first. I'll take the time, I'll go back, away from the noise. I sit back, I say, okay, Pamola Ina, my assistant, what do we need? What's our need for reinforce? We play against Nigeria. This is what we did at home and away. We play against Benin. This is what we did home and away. We played against Lesotho. This is what we did. You make an evaluation. You understand? Personnel for personnel, player for player, position for position. So you try for double up, say, okay, this is my problem, my idea, and this is what I intend to do. Do I have the personnel? If you have the personnel, then you think about what you want to do with that personnel, which team you want to build around, who you want to build the team around, or which team you want to build. That's the first thing. The second part, you get to talk about the preparation. What I need, why don't get me personnel, what I need for prepare. How many friendly games do I need to play, right? Or how many friendly games the FA will help me play? So now you're going to step on them and say, listen, I want to prepare, I want this, I want that, I want that. Probably you don't get everything, but you got to get the basics correct. You understand? You got to get your basic, you got to get at least an idea of which you want to do with the players and the personnel that we get to get. And then based on that, you go for friendly games. As soon as possible, try for nail down particular friendly games, then try for get personnel where you don't say, yes, this is the team I want to play, or this is the team I want to build around. And along the way, you go try for tweak them. You go try for tweak them along for get a good balance. Okay. I think that's what you have to do. But of course, for let you be successful in that, you need government money. That's where government comes in. And the other day, I was very encouraged by the president, the give a speech, he talk, say, and for try for prepare the team early, then go support them for letting them play friendly games. That's a good thing. At least if they get 4 friendly games, in the calendar coming to the Nations Cup till January next year, that would be a big success to me. You understand? And if they're able to take them for camping, like what they say, camp them somewhere, that would be also good. If not Europe 1 week or not somewhere. But honestly, 2 weeks before the competition, they for try for acclimatize, either in Central Africa, either in Chad, or they play a team from that region where we will make the players acclimatize easily. On the other things, then they're out of the coaching hand. Hotel, all that thing, and the coaches do not get too much power in Africa. If they're Europe, they get power, because the FAs then get so much money. I believe, say, Gareth Southgate will say, I want to go camp my team in Austria 1 week. I want to let them be in St. George's, or I want to go, they go choose. It's up to them. They get limitless amount of money. We don't get Andy. So we have to choose wisely and make sure, say, we stick to the Andy. So that's what I would do, 6 months ahead, I don't know who I stand over the last 6 games and who I want to go. And based on the draw, which is also important, I make I say you have to look around for Twickham, based on who I would play. Let's say we draw Egypt, or we draw Tunisia, or we draw one North African team, then you get to look at also speed. Other things in the way they come into play, because you're playing against it. So technically, as a coach, you get to look at all them factors. But for now, you get to make an evaluation, a balance of 6 games. What have I done good? Where do I need to strengthen? What are the opportunities? What are the threats? What are some of the things that I have to say I can deal on as a coach? Because there are a lot of blind spots where they go into a tournament. Like what we discussed so now, there's so many things. And this is now first time in 25 years. Experience also get for coming.
Yeah.
But if you get that right and the preparation, if you back you right, I think you relatively you go make it, you go compete in the tournament. Not to forget participate, but you go able to compete, in my opinion.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And I believe say most of what you say is practically true. Only if we're able to put them into practice, then yes, it makes so much sense. But as I say, the national team don't come off from ups and downs. We saw plenty. There is so many controversial things that really happen. So many things that really out of football. So many things that really into football. And again, there's a lot more we will feel to say they come. So Mola, you feel say it would be a good idea for still try for take the chances of attracting players the way with the anticipate, say, will likely come for play for the national team, being that we don't qualify for AFCON 2022? You feel, say, there should be an open door policy still, not so because they're not being on CAM, but now they're showing interest for CAM. You feel, say, that open door policy they for still there for any of them play there, so we then kind of qualities they also?
Well, I did with Paul. What did he say? With the elimination we play, now is about time the coach or the manager doing a review of all the matches that we will play and see whose side we will be more effective and whose side will be less effective. You understand? What thing we need to do for improve the squad and the type players them or quality who we need for improve the squad. Another idea I'm not a fan of, where everybody just come out player. Everybody just recommend player. Some of these players, do the manager or the coach, it needs them. Because if I get strikers them of polling quality, and then you get another striker of Alan Shearer in type quality, you understand? Because these are all different qualities. And then you go a striker of Aguero in type quality. Do I need another one again to add up? I can look to other positions then. What I feel see we need for strengthening the squad and bring them in. If you see the people, the players and now people and they recommend a lot, they just attacking players, strikers. But when you look at with him, the spine that they were missing, you understand, the backbone of a team. What thing they bring winning? We need that. That trading called creativity. Creative players, the midfielders, then we creative. Because when you get enough creative players in your team, you always stand chance for score goals. You check now how many goals to score on the elimination. Okay, Nigerian game, we will say, now one off. It's not going to happen again. But when you look at with statistics, we know they score goals because we know they create goals.
No, I know going to happen beaucoup. I know going to happen beaucoup. I know going to happen again.
Me, no, I know they by emotion. Understand? I know they by emotion now. Now football me.
No, man, I know you say not going to happen
no,
again.
We say this is just a one-off against Nigeria. We had 4 goals in there. When you look after Nigeria and before Nigeria, when last we scored more than 2 goals in a match, comfortably. When last?
So are you saying now you get people the way they come in, introduce more strikers? Is it not because of we are not scoring enough goals? That's why they
no,
to the team?
No, we lack the creativity.
So you mean we need somebody in the midfield at some point? We need midfield players.
Yeah, we need creative midfielders.
Okay. Well, I kind of agree to some point because again, I don't know how much creative midfield. You don't really.
Honestly, when we play, let's say now, I recommend one midfielder. We not gonna forget, but if we get in type, now we national team we get like in 2 or 3 more. Now we national team, I really sure we'll do better. Like the boy for Finland, Kamara.
Okay.
You understand? A player who will dictate play. You understand? Really dominate midfield.
Okay.
For African level, we need somebody.
That's not one. Who will be the second?
We need a proper CDM where he's not only defending, but he can play. You understand? That's why they say CDM.
Which one is CDM? Central defensive midfielder.
Yeah, defensive center mid. Kante is a CDM, but a playmaker as well. You understand? A box to box.
But I think with the Salon national team, possibly after the days of the John Sama, then we haven't seen much of them kind of prolific midfielder in the way go able for hold the ball and play. We haven't produced much game makers them in the game.
Like JP type.
Yes, doing after you tell me
a player with
analysis.
vision. You understand?
How come we haven't produced much midfielders? Is it because people don't have interest in playing midfield anymore? Even though I'm a ton striker and defender.
Well, now you will bring Paul come inside now. When we talk about talent identification, how to work on how to develop a game na salon. Maybe Paul can help on that side.
Go on, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, me and Pamola, I probably would see the game in the same way. Yeah, I always thought, okay, we get talent out there, talent. We're talking about talent yesterday, but what do we want? What are we looking for? So therein comes the I will not say puzzle, but the challenge for the manager, because when you look at like Pamola, I say we've only managed to score 4 goals. I think that was the highest we have ever scored in the qualifying rounds in I don't know how many years. From who beat, I think we beat Gambia or Mauritania 5-1 at one point. I don't remember what year was that, but that was a long time ago. So yeah, if you are the coach, obviously you're going to look at areas that you think, okay, what's in the spine of my team? I'm not going to say you go build your team around somebody, but who that they are getting in mind for that build my spine? And always the spine of the team is the goalkeeper, the 2 center half, and probably if you are using 2 defensive midfielders or 2 center defensive midfielders, like where Pamola said, then you get that, and then you get a striker. You get 1 or 2 striker where they look at, say, okay, these are the people. And then therein, you can look at other positions there, okay? Do we have the talented players to unlock defenses? Are we going to play with a number 10? Are we going to play with 3 midfielders, 1 sitting deep, 1 carrying the ball, and 1 giving the decisive pass? So you got to get all the dynamics in their play. You got to try to get that balance there. Are you going to play with wingers? Are you going to play with wingers who are attackers? Are you going to? So now I say the coach get for look now amongst the personnel we get, and possibly the one way you get forget at in disposal, we probably go show up. I'm suspecting 2 or 3 more players will be there in the mix. We don't want to play for weeks until we go and play for the first time. Okay, I'm not saying it should be an open door policy. But I think if we go to Cameroon, we have to go there to compete. And so if there are talents out there, if there are players out there who we think can help us, let's give them the chance. They're not going to get us free walking, say, okay, because you play. No, let them go. Let them come and go be challenged for position. Then I think it's a good thing. And let them commit to stay with the national team a little bit longer, not for the tournament no more. So that is something we have to, that commitment they get for extract and for them first. But we know that they plan, we know them feature plan, both of the club and with the national team. And from there on, I think it will be easy for make a decision going forward, So basically, that is how I look at it. You understand? Okay, but if you're not able to do that, then you say, okay, the one day I don't play with, and coach them will say, okay, wait till I know I will stick with her. Then of course you get enough material now, but look, waiting at the balance. Also, how will get the right balance? Like I said yesterday, we discussed this with England. It's not to get all the good players together, but to get the players when necessary we will take to the tournament. They might not be the best players, but the players will make the best team we will present at the tournament. So that's actually the challenge. And that's why you need a technical director also for help you, and get a clear game plan and get as early as possible, try to get the players away. If you say, besides injury or any other thing will come away, you get a clear plan, say, this is what I'm going to do. I think that's what the challenge has to be now for the coach going forward. Once you don't get that plan, you don't get that. The rest now, you go for just walk your way through as a technical person or tactical person for training regime, how many players you go on, all in the friendly games, then what you go and try out. Probably you want to try 2 system, 3 system. Hopefully we don't get the draw, so we know the other team they face. So we know, based on that, we will be able to know how we arrange the friendly games, then whether the manager wants 1 system, 2 system, 3 system, You can forget a mix of everything. And then 2 weeks before the tournament, you settle on something because you are going out to your opening match. So you get to know exactly what's in there ahead of you, what's in the objective. You understand? And then from there on, based on the first result, you can say, okay, if we win, this is what we do. If we draw, this is what. So you have to have all those scenarios in your head. You understand? So
okay.
It's not going to be ideal. I'm not saying any tournament will be ideal, but at least you will be prepared for any unforeseen thing that we will come with because you have the players at your disposal for a very long time, hopefully.
All right, thank you very much, Paul, for that. And I think we get for a wrap up within the next 5 minutes because we get another program where they start by 10. So we get for go behind the preparation scene and get that program going. But before we wrap up, let us just come to each and everyone back again and Nick will get the last word for today's program. I can start with you, Fred. I know now the game is tense for you. France, they draw 2-2, and if the game ends 2-2, what is going to be the likelihood France is going to qualify? Is it going to be Portugal next, or is it going to be Germany? Because, well, Germany is totally out now because they're still losing 2-1 down, isn't it? Or the score not remain the same anymore. But
so far so good. So far so good. We are leading the group. I say we the French fan there. We lead the group, and Portugal the next to we. And for me, I think Germany and Hungary back in the equalize, but I don't think they could change anything because wow. There's a lot of goals.
Interesting. Now 2-2 back again at Germany right now. So it starts to be a very challenging zone. So basically, if
still with that result, basically,
what will happen?
Now France and Portugal go. Now France and Portugal go because of Portugal and goals them. They're gonna 4-4. They will forget because I think they Portugal will not win one because it's make 4. Then they get goals more than Germany and Hungary. But as I say, all my the about home. We the French, now we the lead, and we're not teaming for less somebody the lead and then kind deadly group, then also back again. But I don't want to take the time too much, T-boy.
Okay. So what's your last message for today?
Well, to all the Frenchmen, them, not just what we've already done. Then we are Sierra Leonean, I think, we're down in Leon Stars, and we'll not forever forget them back again. And I think, T-boy, they do so well, and I think I really appreciate, the invitation I get from you for joining this program. Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fred Clay. I know France, they draw 2-2. They lead the group officially. Then they lead that group. So basically, the next round not going to be as tough as we expect. But we'll see what happens at the end of this competition today because Germany and Portugal stand chance for also qualify. But like Paul said earlier on, the best loser.
Has Germany scored again, I think?
Yes, 2-2.
Germany don't come up now. You don't see. So that Germany now don't qualify.
3-2 now or 2-2 still?
Yeah, Germany don't score. France, Germany, Portugal in that order now. I think. If it's
Okay. Well, I not all the word on it, so there's a change. So
Hungary are going out. They have 2 points. Portugal have 4 points. Germany 4 points. France have 5 points as it stands. So first place is France. Second place is Germany. Third place is Portugal.
All right, so Paul, over to you. What will be final word for today's program?
Well, once again, thanks for having me. It's always a stimulating conversation for them on this panel. Actually, we want to talk about the France-Germany game, but Fred Clay will not get a chance today. So
so basically, you're not going to come out for talk.
We always move from France-Germany to France-Portugal to straight to Salon because we're not going to tire. So, and I don't say Femi didn't corner today, they listen. Now I don't pop up for can't get me off camera. But anyway, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. It's always been a pleasant conversation. Like I say, these conversations is something we need to have because some of them think that they do, they learn, not for we say. We want to get this knowledge and impact, let people know. We're not trying to show up. We're just trying to say, the perception or the stereotype people get about footballers or people that we don't play football, don't know about football because we get automatic.
Paul, 1 minute, Paul, 1 minute. Somebody don't send me a text, personal text, say, if me a pass of SLFA, this is Sierra Leone Friendship Association in England, please. Sierra Leone Friendship Association in Southeast England, not to the SLF in a salon. Even I go add the UK, they send back again. All I just show the person, do you have me know the SLF? You see, now the SLF UK, please, UK there. So the Sierra Leone Friendship Association.
Okay,
now I just get a WhatsApp message when somebody send me this now.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, so like I say, sharing our knowledge, sharing our ideas here, getting this conversation going has always been a good thing. We're not trying, like I said, we wouldn't just have a show off. We just want to show CS, we don't empower ourselves and we can able to give back, So all we are asking for is just to have the opportunity to, if we go back home, we set up for trying for build, something back. I think we have to give back to society. And I have that burning desire, really. That's something that I'm very passionate about, to go back and try to get the best for my country. Because I think we are 20 years behind everybody when I look at it. You understand? And I don't say this lightly. I don't say it lightly because I do so much research about football, especially world African football. And we are probably in a hole. I mean, this is when I spoke to the SLFA president when he got elected. The first thing we made to after long time, now I say, I use the word, say, we're 20 years behind. Now I say, it look me, say, what? What's that pull out? I just got a meeting with the FIFA representative today. We're going to watch the election. They said at the same time, tell me, you and FIFA, they talk. Now I say, no, you don't need to talk to FIFA. Because once you look at African boy, you look at this, you know, say Salon, like I said yesterday, the money the whole FIFA they give, we don't left on the table because of the politics, because of the people are not nationalistic, and that's, to me, that is what is killing me, inside, say, why should we be, in the position we are when I think we can be much, much better, you understand? We can do so much, so I hope so we'll continue this conversation, even after the Euros, whatever time we
Yes, definitely after the Euros, we'll continue the conversation.
About, our platform is well known, Sarah Jem. Lord, they get this conversation once in a while, and Lord, get them going, and hopefully the one way they make the decision, then they listen and say, oh, okay, these guys actually know what they're talking about, and we don't do it with malice. We do it because we are passionate and we love our country. You understand? That's why this platform is here. So once again, I want to take this time for thanking her. And also when I got our program, we won't stay long today. So it's been a pleasure being here, absolutely. So hopefully we'll continue the conversation. We will know that England get for draw the next game.
Why you get for end, Yanda?
Well, I know, because I know that I don't think I did the next, I didn't get for coming, because I don't see the laugh now.
Yes, so I've been just want to say, hold on.
Mala, you see that they want, then they this week, talking that.
I've been just want to say right now, England and they cry. Because England really, Uda win or Uda no win up and then give me so. You see a beats for England.
Portugal they go likely play. So
imagine England get for can play against Cristiano Ronaldo. Right now, then they shake. Even T-boys have don't begin to
No, England get for play against Germany as it stand right now. Sorry.
Well,
no, like against Portugal as it stand.
If na Germany England they play, we all know we can get for come bien.
No. Go to the table back. When I just go to the recent table
England
back.
England will play Portugal as it stand.
Portugal will play Portugal as it stand because Portugal they third.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
No, England they play the runner up. England they play second place.
Oh, play second place.
England they play second place. England they play Germany as it stand.
Femi, hold on. You don't want to see also somebody who do for them to go play England. Now pray on they pray for go play. Yeah, they don't understand that. Now football man, I go play with everybody.
Forget. Now for us, they then go and play. Now for us, they go and play.
Yeah, T-boy.
Who don't know and play?
Who don't know and play, T-boy?
Anybody where them bring come according to the tournament draw now they would play. Be it Germany.
Why you fight for Portugal now? Portugal. Why you fight for Portugal?
Anyone party too, because they also doing a great form just like a reserve. So we all stand the same chance for qualifying. We don't have any supremacy in those particular.
See, but whose form you they talk about? Form 1? Because the only form one all day.
Very. I didn't answer you.
I wish you don't can Ali. Femi, I wish you don't can Ali. Femi, I wish you don't can Ali.
All right.
Seriously.
Okay, Mola, I might go to you. What's in your final word for today's program as we discuss for wrap up this program today? I know say we don't talk extensively about the different forms of how we go over for manage the game if we be in the position for take Salon to the next level. So what's going to be your take for today's program?
Well, every day this program they become very interesting because of the knowledge of the people who really take part in the program. Because for me personally in football, I believe in knowledge than experience, especially when you don't left football. For we more we've been to play football. I believe in knowledge over experience.
Now, on a serious discussion,
yeah.
We'll take up to the next program. You believe in knowledge over experience. For other than football, I will make we elaborate on that one more on the next program. But go ahead.
Okay. Because you learn every day. Because I'm telling the way if you say you know this, you know that, you get other person where you know more. You understand? And you get other person, you get where they bring something kind of the table where you say, you will not forget about. Where you need to go back again and say, okay, I need to go do another a research and learn more. So now education, we educate ourselves. And then it's all depend how we take them. Because if you take them that objective way, then you open to learning.
Okay.
If you take them that subjective way, you're not gonna learn.
You are open to what? To personalization.
Yes, personalization and negativity and all these things.
Right.
You understand? All
Penalty, clear honor is out.
Auto penalty, Dandy.
He's out. He's out. No, out. Na out, mas na out. You see, na from out.
Okay, over to you.
All entire way they do so na communication.
Right.
You understand? Would they help the situation? We need damage the situation. Would they help the situation? Now make us say if they take her objectively, would they help the situation? Because there's so many things that we sometimes if you say you know, but you don't know. I make you get for embrace other people's ideas then. And take them on board.
Okay.
And learn from it. Look like we talk about preparation, we Paul they talk about some tactical stuff then. Because sometimes being tactical not means you only because you're on the pitch. From the outside safe, you get a tactical communication where they do. Look, it talk like but the teams if we go seed with Egypt, then Tunisia, listen, because of the climate and all this. These are all tactical things and we they're in the game. They take serious. But when you get to the day of the game, it can affect you progress.
Right.
Yes, and these are very, very good information you can take on board and help your country.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Malai. And we want to apologize for we will not get Ali today because he on
Ali just sent me text say England v Germany. That's what he see.
I see him. I see him. He just come on now because I think he come out work very late, so he may be able to join me today. But I want to say thank you to all those that have been watching us. I want to say thank you to the panelists. Thank you to Paul. Thank you to Fred. Although they qualify, but now on a thin line. And thank you to Molai for all on our contribution. And thank you to the one they waiting on Facebook and the one they waiting on YouTube for continuing for watch we. If you watch we right now, please continue for watch we back again because we'll be back live in about 5 minutes for Camp 2 now with the Adebayo Show live on the CRJ Media platform. So I want to say thank you to everybody and we look forward to the next game since we don't complete the first rounds of the tournament so far. We are now going to the second round. So what will they go into the second round? The first thing first what they do now for come with we records of the team that we don't predict say they qualify for those first round. So basically now that's where they start with the next program and then we will make sure say we again give your own review and give your own prediction for the team that will feel say will go to the third rounds when at the knockout stage then we will be the quarterfinal, semi-final and final. But I want to say thank you to everybody. And we hope say when I go join me back for the next football program as the Euros continue, and we will bring more of the football program then even after the Euro. So until next time, I want to say thank you. This is the comment from me, Sylvester Tiboy Duba, that is CRJ Media platform. They say tata to now all, and see you back in the next 5 minutes. Bye bye.
Take care, guys. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.